Hi, my name's Sondra Lambert, and I'm your author of the book In Trance, Hypnosis from a Subject's Point of View. This is my story told my way of being a hypnosis subject and what is possible for me in the transformative options of living and loving my subconscious is clearly and absolutely available for you too. There are times when the stress in our life is unavoidable. This is one such day for me that changed my life. Burning down the house. Life goes on and on and on. One Sunday afternoon in March of 2014, my phone rang. I didn't recognize the number, so I assumed it was a misdial or something equally unimportant. Boy, was I wrong. It was my neighbor from across the street. Sondra, honey, your house is on fire. Okay. No, darling, this is serious. There are 5 fire trucks here. Your house is engulfed in flames right now. In that instant, I forgot that I had just hung up from talking to Larry, and he was at the office. I started to scream into the phone, "Is Larry okay? Oh my God, is Larry okay?" She told me his car wasn't in the driveway, and I immediately calmed down. Now, this is by definition one of those moments when the life you thought you had a grip on is ripped away and shattered into a million pieces. I was 20 minutes from home with groceries in the car. There was very little I could do. I called Larry and I asked him to meet me at the house because apparently it was on fire. Our daughter Rachel was with her dad at the office. She turned on her smartphone. At the time, she was an executive producer with ABC News, and she saw numerous news alerts that there was a horrible house fire happening in Bowie. She looked into the southern sky and saw the huge black cloud. "Dad, this is serious. I can see the smoke from here." The distance between my house and the office is about 8 miles. I called several people during that 20 minutes. The drive to my house, and I pulled up in front of the police barricade that had our entire neighborhood blocked off. I rolled down the window and I simply said, "I've been informed that it's my house that's on fire. Follow me, ma'am." There was this weird, numb feeling as I walked the block from the car to the place that I had considered my home for nearly 17 years. The firefighters, hoses, trucks, and responders were literally everywhere. The tower truck doused the smoldering ruins with a steady stream of water, blasting into my bedroom through the open space that used to be my roof and the ceiling. There were still active flames in the garage and the front porch. Men with axes wearing air tanks, water everywhere. My yard was a sea of mud, filled with the footprints of 50 sets of responders' boots. The strangest assortment of things that I would not have considered personal when I left the house at 8 o'clock that morning were now very publicly covering my driveway, the yard, and showing through the gaping holes in what used to be my house. The media showed up, and our daughter Rachel went to them and asked for professional courtesy, and they gave us the utmost respect. Across the street were this line of guys hoping that we would hire them on the spot to assist us with the rebuild. They kept sneaking across the police line and handing me things like a toothbrush, a stuffed animal, a folder of information. I was safe. No one was injured. My beloved was okay. Larry and I had been told that it was an 8-minute fire. From the time it started until the house was consumed in the inferno had only taken 8 minutes. They also told us had Larry been inside, he probably would not have made it out alive. It is at moments such as these, it is at a moment such as this, when living and loving a hypnotist really paid off. I maintained a feeling of calm and ease that did not require explanation. There was nothing we could do to reverse the day. Living in this present moment had never been more clear. I stood on my driveway, and I realized that I was the best-dressed woman there. But the clothes on my back were literally all I owned. this dress, this coat, these shoes, the groceries in my car. That was it. My subconscious takes care of me all day, every day. And this was never more true than on the day that my house burnt down. She held me close. She kept a check on my emotions and my responses to the strangest things. When we got the all clear, our son Brian put his arm around my shoulder and walked me to what had been the back of the house. We took a deep breath. The back slider door had been obliterated and there was glass everywhere. Brian said he wished he'd been the one to be able to destroy that door because it had never worked right. Humor helps. It always does. The walk through, although shocking, wasn't really devastating. Everything we owned had been destroyed. Yet there was nothing that I could think of that held any importance. The walls were gone. The roof was gone. Everything was dripping. The floor was covered with a couple of inches of water. My thoughts were silly, like, well, that doesn't belong there. Or, oh God, what a mess. Our best friends pulled up soon afterwards. They had driven 90 minutes under threat of an upcoming snowstorm. But they didn't care about the weather. They cared about us. And I walked into the open arms of my friend and just simply said, Dwayne, my house just burnt down. He replied in his deep Louisiana drawl, I know, darling. At that moment, there was nothing in the world that I needed more than that hug. My son Brian took me to his home, which was not very far away. And I was met at the door by my 8-year-old grandson, who gave me a really big hug. Nana, he said, I know you're sad because your house burnt down, so I'll be sad with you. Thank you, buddy. Sitting around Brian's dining room table that evening, we celebrated life. We realized that on a scale of 1 to 10, this day was only a 2 compared to the night back in 1995, when our son Nick collapsed after suffering a massive stroke. Hands down, the house burning down was a piece of cake. The shock had begun to wear off. We were all safe. We were all together. And we would face the next steps later. But at this moment, we decided to celebrate family. It was as simple as taking a deep breath and pouring a glass of Gentleman Jack. Settle in, settle down, and relax. Everything, I promise you, is going to be okay. This is Sondra Lambert. My book, In Trance, is available on Amazon.com. If your life has moments that just really have sucked or suck right now, give me a call. We are Galaxy Hypnosis in Crofton, Maryland. Larry and Sondra await you. Thank you.